Hi guys, in this one we are going to cover authentication with the use of Django allauth. So at the end of the video we will be able to sign up, sign in with the use of not username but the email address and the password. So if I type my email, password, I will be taken to the home page. So yeah, without further ado, let's get started. Alright guys, so let's get started with the installation process. I'm at the official Django allauth documentation. I'm going to follow the steps that are listed out over here in the installation section. The link is of course in the description. So yeah, let's take a look at step number 1. So we need to copy this command pip install Django allauth and place it in the terminal. I already done this, so as you can see, requirements are already satisfied. And yeah, let's move on. Let's take a look at the next one. Here we need to be sure that we have Django template context processor request inside of templates, options, context processors. So let's take a look if we have this. Templates, options, and context processors, and there it is. Okay, so we can move forward and yeah, let's grab the authentication backends. I'm going to copy it, place it maybe below over here, and I'm just going to get rid of those comments and those dots. Okay, then we need to add something to the installed apps, and in our case we just need to have Django contrib sites because we have already Django contrib auth and Django contrib messages, and then we need allauth account, and let's also do allauth social account. So I'm going to grab those three and I'm going to place them over here. Let's just put in Django allauth. Let's paste it, and I'm just maybe going to move this a little bit higher, and let's leave it as it is, like this. All right, so as the next step, what we need to do is to add the site ID. At least for now, we won't be doing any social providers. We won't be doing Facebook or Google login to this project. Maybe we will do it later in another one, but yeah, in this one I'm not planning, at least I'm not planning to do it. But if you want to see how this is working, you can go, for example, on my blog.pyplane.com, and over there I'm using Django allauth for authentication, also with the use of the option to log in through Gmail and Facebook. So yeah, let's move forward. Then we need to go to the URLs py. Let's grab this path and let's jump to URLs, to our main URLs py file inside of our project folder, and let's put it over here. So we will have accounts, and I will return to this in a few minutes. But now what we need to do is to go to the post installation section and run python manage py migrate. So let's copy this and let's put it in the terminal, python manage py migrate. And of course we need to save the URLs py and the settings py, and let's do it one more time, python manage py migrate. So everything seems to be okay, and as the next step what we need to do is to head over to the GitHub and let's download the zip, and the link is of course in the description. So over here, let's just place it on the desktop, unpack it, and let's see what's inside. So I'm going to head over to allauth. I'm going to take a look at the templates, and from here I'm going to grab the account. For now I'm just going to use the account, and I'm actually going to copy it and place it in the social. So I'm going to head over to the social, our social virtual environment directory, where we have our source folder. And in the source folder, I'm going to go to templates. And in the templates, we have our base HTML and our main folder where we keep our home and navbar HTML. So actually next to the base HTML and next to this main directory, I'm going to place account. All right, so let's close this and let's make this again bigger. And let's see if we can go from here to accounts and login. And in fact, we can't, because the server is not running. So Python manage py run server, and let's try it out again. Refresh, and page not found. So we have accounts login. Why is it accounts profile? Okay, I know why. It's taking us to accounts profile, and the reason for this is because we are logged in. So I'm going to log out, and I'm going to do login one more time. So right now I'm not logged in, so it should actually take me to the login page. And there it is. So this is not beautiful, but we have a solution for logging into our system. And if we would like to take a look at, for example, let's just do this. Let's log in. So I'm going to put in my username and password. And then we have accounts profile. So we are automatically redirected to accounts profile. So this is something that we need to change. And over here, I'm going to go to account logout. And here we have a confirmation that do we want to actually log out. So I'm going to press sign out as a confirmation, and then we are taken to the home page. So there are a few adjustments that we need to do right away. So let's jump to our settings py file, and we need to do some work over here. I'm just going to comment out this login URL, and below I'm going to put in login redirect URL, and every time we want to log in, we want to be taken to the posts. All right, so let's see how this will work. I'm going to save this, and let's jump to accounts and then login, and let me do it a little bit bigger. Sign in, and this actually worked. So let's take a look at another problem. Let's go to accounts logout, and here, as you can see, we aren't extending from base HTML. So let's actually change this. In order to do that, we need to go to templates. Let's take a look at accounts. And over here we have many templates, and we won't cover all of these, but let's take a look at the login and logout. Maybe let's do the logout first, since we are at the logout side. So logout, and here we have that this inherits from account base HTML. Okay, so account has its own base HTML, and we don't want to inherit from account base HTML. We want to inherit from our base HTML. So let's get rid of this account. Let's save this. Let's refresh. And as you can see, right now we have a nice looking logout page, because it is related to our site. It inherits from our base HTML. So this is logout. So let's also do the login. And over here, let's scroll down all the way to the form. So maybe let's actually sign out, and let's go to accounts login. So again, we want to inherit from base HTML, and we want to style this form a little bit better. So in order to do that, what we can actually do here is to work on this class. I'm just going to put in UI form, Then we will have the action here, nothing changes. And let's also take a look at the sign in button. So maybe let's just over here delete this primary action and put in UI button, and let's make it black. So I'm just going to put in secondary. Okay. And of course, we want this to inherit from base HTML, not this account base HTML. So now I'm going to save this, hit refresh, and there it is. This is looking much, much better, but we still have this very long form. So what I'm going to do next is to go all the way up to, let me take a look, sign in, and then we have the form. So maybe I can do it. Let's just do it for the form. So I'm going to create a div with a class of UI grid, and inside I'm going to put in div class is equal to 6 wide column, and I'm going to close the divs down here, div, and then I'm going to indent this. All right, so let's save this. Let's hit refresh, and there it is. So this is looking quite nice, and you can play around with this. So for example, you can take care of the forgot password. So here what we need to do is to find a proper template for the forgot password. We need to go to password reset, and if we just delete the account, save this, hit refresh, we will have a different, nicer look, because it actually comes with the styling that we are working through this entire project. Okay, so I'm just going to leave you to play with those templates. Here is a lot of things that you can do. You can provide your own styling, and we won't be using most of those templates, but I actually think it's very important to do the sign up. So maybe let's do it together, this one together. So again, what I'm going to do is to begin from the top, and here we want to inherit from base HTML, and then again let's take a look only this form, and here I'm just going to put in div class of UI grid, and then div class is equal to UI6, sorry, not UI6, but 6 wide column, and let's again close it off, those two divs, indent, and as the next step, save and refresh, and there it is. So again, if we would like to provide some styling for the form, just put in UI form without the dash. Let's save it, and there it is. And for the button, we need a class. So here I'm just going to put in class is equal to UI primary button. I'm going to hit save, and again refresh, and there it is. So I hope you get the idea. And as the next step, let's go to the sign in, and let's not sign in by the username, but let's do it by email. So again, we need to go to our settings py file, which is in our BFF book, and below the login redirect URL, I'm going to put in account authentication method, and I'm going to set it to email, but I'm also going to write down account email required is equal to true, and account email unique is equal to true. Okay, so this won't quite work just the way we want it to, but let's see what happens right now. So I'm going to press save and I'm going to hit refresh. And as you can see right now, we have an email address. So actually what I need to do is to log in. And select my user and provide the email address. So I'm going to put in my email and I'm going to press save. So right now I should be able to actually log in. So instead of the username, we want to type in the email, sign in, and there it is. So right now everything is working, and for the login, everything is working for the login, because right now we will do the sign up. So let's try to create another account. So I'm going to go to accounts, logout. You know what, this is a little bit frustrating. Let's jump to the navbar HTML and let's just add this functionality to move to the login and the logout through the navbar. Okay, so where is the navbar? Where did we add it? Main navbar. All right, we need to now find the login and logout, and here I'm going to put in URL. So again, I forgot to install the snippets. I'm just going to do it manually. URL, and then we have for the logout account logout, and then I'm going to copy this, and for the login account login. Okay, so yeah, hopefully this will work. So I'm going to save this, refresh, log out, sign out, yes, login, everything is working. So let's try to sign up. I'm going to put in test pyplane.com test. It's going to select the password, sign up, and we have connection refused error at account signup. And this might be because we don't have an actual email server. We don't have an email backend. So in order to do this, let's see if we can provide a dummy email backend in order to solve this problem. So I'm going to head back to the settings PY, and here I'm going to write an if statement, if debug, and if this is the case, we will have an email backend for the local development. And let's just put in Django core mail backends dummy and email backend. So this is what we want to use in the development. If we go live, we would probably want to have an email backend when using SMTP. It would be something like Django core mail backend SMTP and email backend. It would look something like this, okay? But let's just focus on when the debug is equal to true. So in our case, because we have debug set to true, and let's see if this will help us. I'm going to hit refresh, and let's put in, for example, user info, not info, but pyplane.com user and some password, and let's try to sign up right now. You must type the same password each time. Okay, so I made a mistake. Sign up, and there it is. So this is right now actually pretty cool because we are not only able to log in through the email address and password, but we have also some fundamentals built for creating a solution where a particular user simply provides a mandatory email address, and then later on this email address will be sent a verification link. However, with this configuration, it probably won't work just yet. So if you decide to go live and you will use a valid email backend, a real email backend, then you also would like to include probably something like account email verification, and then set it to mandatory. Okay, and then if you have this setting, I'm just going to comment it out because we aren't using a real email backend. And if you have this placed, you can take a look at the account, and over here we have verification sent, and this is the screen that you are going to see once you fill out the sign up form. Of course, taking into account that you need to have this account email verification setting set to mandatory, and you actually need to have a real email backend. So once those two conditions are met, you should be actually able to see this verification sent HTML, which is basically information that email has been sent to your email address that you've put in over here, and yeah, you should verify it. So as the next step, we should actually go to email. We are still in account, but we should go to email and play around with this email confirmation message, because this is the message that you are going to receive as an email to confirm your email. Okay, so here you can play around with this text, and yeah, once this is done, you will need to click on the link that will come with this email, and you will be taken into the email confirm HTML. And this is another template that you can adjust. And basically, once you click in this template, the confirm button, you should be actually taken to the login HTML. So this is how it actually should work. And yeah, as mentioned before, once you click the confirm button, you should be taken to the screen and you should be able to log into the system. Also, don't forget to provide some configuration regarding the email. So for example, email host, email port, email host user, email host password, email use TLS, and so on. Okay, so those settings might be mandatory in order for this to work properly. But yeah, my goal is to teach you Django, to teach you code from the beginner level to intermediate, and one of the parts was to implement authentication with the use of Django allauth, and this is exactly what we did. And if we decide to go live with this project, we will also provide some more configuration and we will do it together. Alright guys, so I think we can finish off over here. Thank you for staying around. This is part 18th, and if you are hearing my voice, that means you're still here, and I just want to say thank you so much for all the support. I really appreciate it. Hope to see you in the next part as well as other tutorials here on the channel. Take care, have a great day, and bye bye.